Hey, everybody. Nicholas Frank, Fit Body Boot Camp Dublin. Look at my jacket. It says Fit Body Boot Camp Dublin. CA. Not Ireland, if you were wondering. So, today we're going to talk about food labels and what to look for on food labels. Because sometimes we don't know what we should and should not be looking for when it comes to food to eat. So, really, there are 4 things that you want to look at on your food labels. So, let's talk about saturated fat. So whenever I look at a food label, saturated fat needs to be very low. Very low. You do not want foods high in saturated fat. That is the bad fat. We definitely don't want that. You know, when it says total fat and that's, 20% of my daily value, I don't really worry about it because fat is good to eat. Your body needs fat. Your brain uses it. Tissues need it. Protects your vital organs. So you need a low fat. Saturated fat, though, awful. We don't want any saturated fat. Very low saturated fat. Second thing I look at is sodium. Sodium helps retain water. Many of you have heard this story, but when I was dating a girl a few years ago, she would make this dip, and you would dip Ruffles chips into it. And there was a 2-day period where I had a bag and a half of Ruffles chips, like the big bag, not the little serving size, like the big bag. And I gained 7 pounds in 2 days. It was water weight. So watch out, too much sodium helps you retain too much water. You don't want too much salt. Next thing is sugars. Now, we want sugars to be low, unless we need a lot of energy, because, well, too much sugar, we're going to be crazy and then we're going to crash. The way you can think of it is, you know those little tiny white packets of sugar that you can get like at Starbucks, the white ones? They are 1 to 2 grams. And the brown sugar packet, I don't know why this is making it brown, but it is sugar. It's a little bigger. Okay, there was a C, now it's a G, the R, okay, there we go. These are 2 to 3 grams of sugar. So if something says it has 30 grams of sugar, you can essentially think that it has 15 to 30 white packets of sugar. Make sense? I know, it kind of turns you off to have too much sugar. And last but not least, I look at protein. I want something that's high in protein. The higher in protein, the better. So I have something, well, the only real food item I have in the gym. This Oddwall Sewer Protein. So here, let's look at it. Can you guys see it? Yeah, we can totally see it, Nick. Oh, okay, good. So what I'm looking at, I'm really not too worried about the calories. 290. I mean, for me, that's very low. Some of you might freak out. Saturated fat, 3%. That is very low. I like that. Sodium, 11%. That's okay. It's not too high. Sugars, 38 grams of sugars. So won't lie, that's pretty high on sugars. But then protein 15 grams. That's actually pretty good. So this makes, I'd say, 3 of the 4 criteria. It's a little high in sugars, but this isn't too bad. So remember this when you're looking at food: low on saturated fat, low on sodium, low on sugars, and high on protein. Nicholas Frank, Fit Body Boot Camp Dublin. Adios.